Hey, what's going on? This is Eric, and in this video, I want to show you how to swipe like an artist. So if you've been into copywriting longer than 2 minutes, you probably heard about the swipe file. And swiping means taking, I don't like, I haven't literally looked up the actual meaning of swipe, what it means. But here to try to hit with a swinging blow, pass through sweeping blow. An actor instead of moving one's finger across. All right, to steal. All right, it's a bad word, I guess, but like a lot of people, a lot of copywriters in the space, when they think swiping, they think about taking things word by word. But in reality, the way to think about swiping is you look at a winning ad that you find, you look at a winning sales letter that you find, and what you want to do is take the psychological factors behind behind the thing, what makes it work, and the thing that triggers the emotional response of an audience. You don't want to like copy this word by word. For example, like how are you going to take this piano ad to the fitness industry or business or sales? Um, but what you want to do is take the underlying emotion of the ad, right? And then just arrange it at your own in your own words. So I want to take this as an example right here. And also I'm going to show you how you can do that with ChatGPT. Okay, so this ad right here is a classic one. Is like they laugh when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play. So this ad right here, in a sense, tells a story. Like it kind of like triggers your what would be the word here? Rage. Maybe if you ever been bullied, if you ever been laughed at, or if you ever been doubt, or if you ever been like being seen as the underdog, this triggers that in you, will make you want to read, right? So if you start reading here, Arthur had just played the Rosary. The room rang with applause. Okay, so the room has high expectations right now. They're expecting like this guy that played before, our author or speaker. The guy that played before him, he's an amazing player, right? I decided that this would be a dramatic moment for me to make my debut. And this makes it worse, right? I decided that this would be a dramatic moment. So it's like, oh my God, if he was good, wait for me to enter the room, right? To the amazement of all my friends, I strode confidently over the piano and sat down. So he sits down on the piano and he's excited to play. Jack is up to his old tricks. Somebody chuckled. The crowd laughed. They were all certain that I couldn't play a single note. Can he really play? Heard a girl whisper to Archer. Heavens no, Archer exclaimed. He never played a note in all his life. But just you watch him. This is going to be good. You see that? It's like the feeling of being in doubt. That's the main thing we are trying to steal from this ad. And in a sense, this ad is going to be a story, a come out story ad in a sense. And this might be for a super unaware audience, right? Because unaware audiences, we always open them up with stories. So again, this will resonate with your come up story of the guru you're writing for, or if you or your story. And in a sense, you also want to use that story and make sure that it's relatable to something that the audience has experienced before. Have they been doubt in the past? Have they been questioned about their abilities? And you want to leverage that to tell your story. Now, sometimes I get it, you won't be able to, in a sense, like find the emotion. So let's use ChatGPT um to actually to actually what do you call this? To actually get the emotions out of this and see how we can adapt it to our industry. So they all laugh when I sat down. I just want to copy and paste it somewhere. Let's see, where are you? Where is it? Okay. We're gonna take this headline and then we're gonna use ChatGPT to analyze it. All right, so what I do is, and this happens anytime you want to write an ad from a swipe. Just take an ad or a headline, and then you come to ChatGPT. Give me, can you give me the underlying core emotion of this headline? And this is, yeah, so vindication, right? This emotion encompasses the feeling of triumph, validation, improving oneself in the face of skepticism. It appeals to societal shoulders that they were wrong in doubting one's ability. So now that we know this vindication emotion, how can we take that and make it our own for our own ad? So I write for the business world, example, who do not like to grind. How could I add this as a headline? My idea is when I told them I could work for hours and be successful. See. Okay, so we have something here. They scoffed when I said I could work just 4 hours and be successful. This is good, but it could be better, right? But you get the point. Like this is how you take something and make it your own. The other one is, let's say that you're talking fitness. So vindication is the one thing too about fitness or any industry is that so for vindication to happen, there has to be a widely accepted belief that is unquestioned and that people do not dare to even go against it, right? So you want to find what that is, and then you want to go against that. And if you question that, that's when you get the laugh. For example, if I say I can write ads just by looking at the screen and not touching the mat, this, you will laugh because it's weird, right? So you want to like also find the unquestioned beliefs of your audience. So what are the unquestioned beliefs of men who want to put on muscle in their late 20s? Nutrition plays a major role. Patience is required. Strength training is essential. Sleep effect gains. Okay. Do they believe they have to eat a lot? Can we? So now this is a belief, right? They believe they need to eat a lot to put on muscle. So the way to question that is, for example, with intermittent fasting, can we use that belief in our original swipe vindication emotion to write a headline where we say people can lose weight by skipping breakfast, can put on muscle simply by skipping breakfast and eating one meal a day. Okay, let's see. I don't like this. So let's go to Claude. Always Claude. I feel like this is giving me better results lately. The main thing is, so this is my ad. This is that I am modeling. I want to use vindication in my own ad, but make it punch in the gut. So this is so punch in the gut is usually pop, right? And this is like the emotion part. So, ha, they ridiculed my starvation diet for muscle gain, then fell silent when they saw my transformation from 1 meal a day. All right. They ridicule my starvation diet for muscle gain. Then felt silent when they saw my transformation from 1 meal a day. I like that. The only thing, right, is that if you were trying to sell the idea of intermittent fasting, starvation doesn't have a positive connotation to it. So, starvation is not seen as a good thing or something people want to do. Can we shift that? Right? It's starvation. Who wants to starve? They mock my lazy eating schedule, then stood speechless at my muscle gains from just 1 meal a day. All right, we're getting somewhere now. They mock my lazy eating schedule. Mm, I feel like lazy eating is amazing, but they won't know what it is just by reading it. I want it to click. All right, my 1 meal a day plan. So they ridicule my 1 meal a day plan to put on muscles, then felt silence 30 days later when I was bench pressing heavier than them, right? That is the main element of this thing. So that's how we swipe things out without having to swipe them and steal them and just be in a way, what do you call this? Like, you know, sleazy or steal things. We don't want to do that. We just want to take the emotions of it and then go from there. And then like, after that, it's like you start to develop the main thing, but you have to understand what's being said under it so you can swipe it in a sense, right? So let's go to the main ad so we can at least do the intro, right? So Arthur had just played the Oratory, the good run round with the applause. He decided this would be a dramatic moment for me to make a debut. So it can be something like, hey, Josh had just finished sharing how he put on 20 muscles in 90 days, 20 pounds of muscles in 90 days by eating 6 meals per day. He had just won a competition as a bodybuilder, and I decided this was the perfect moment to share with my friends how I was planning to catch up with Josh as a scrawny guy waiting at 130 pounds and with the couch potato body. So I told him my plan was to only eat 1 meal a day and put on 20 pounds of muscles in 90 days. They all laughed and said, Eric is up to one of his old tricks. He's not going to do it. 1 meal a day, you're going to disappear, buddy. You're too skinny, you know? But then 30 days later, they saw me again. And I was bench pressing higher than Josh. That's unbelievable, but like you get the point. It's like the triumph. And then people want to know, all right, so if you did it, how? How did it happen? So yeah, that's the idea of swiping. Swipe like an artist. You're still like an artist. Peace out.